Hi, Dyslexic Genius here. I'm back on cleaning the opera and we're assembling the carriage, and I'm going to talk about that. But this is a prime example of why you take your phonograph apart and why you clean it down so it's cleanliness next to godliness. See this grease and crap built up off the lead screw? This is the half nut. You see these fibers in here? This is not good. And this is why people, back in the day, they thought, okay, I can fix this like Uncle Bubba or something. And now you clean all this. But the threads on the lead screw down in here, these look good. It doesn't look worn. So
Well,
that's
where did all that crap come from?
somebody took the lead screw, the thing with all the threads on it that this rides on, the half nut, and they probably oiled it down there with a little bit of grease, thought that would help or whatever they were using. And this is all the hair, dust, fly, kitty stuff that gets on phonographs. Why you clean them every once in a while, and now you have to clean this off. But this is why you take everything down. When you do a machine like the flywheel, it should look like that when you put it back in. I flex tone the inside with my flex zone right here so that this slides in easily, both of them. So now what we're going to talk about is the carriage. So the first thing we're going to talk about the carriage is this is off, this is on. On Operas and A1s, we have this little piece of leather. You don't oil this because when you hold it and you pop it down, it's silent. It deadens the thud. These two screws here are what hold the spring and the half nut that goes down through here. And then you can see it barely moves. And over here, this set screw right here adjusts the tension onto the lead screw. Now, once you get them apart, if you're not painting them like I've done on restos for customers, you don't have to take the bearings out or anything. You want to make sure that that screw's tight, this screw's tight, because the bearing has a little line in it where this connects in, and these are hardened steel. They also have, which is really cool, I've oiled a little here, they also have this indention in here, right here, and that's to hold the oil so when it's running, it has a little bit of oil bath. It's spinning like a car. So what you have to do on these, and you don't have to oil them, on assembly you oil it and it's going to be fine. If it seems rough down the road, 20 years, okay, we'll pull that off and re-oil. But this is how you oil it. You have this shaft here that hooks all to the linkage of the bottom of the machine, and this like on and off switch. So you can see this. And it has a rod that goes all the way through. So I've taken and cleaned everything with a damp towel in WD-40 and wiped all the junk off, because this really doesn't get funky because it's sitting on the machine like this. So what we're going to do to oil this, because we have it out of the machine and this will last a long time, we'll put a little drop here. And now all you're going to do is use the on and off switch like this to work it in a little. Give it a little pop like that. And you can see we still have a little bit of oil in there. Now you just do the other side. And this helps it. You'll flip it over and you'll come down on the shaft, this shaft here, and you'll drop one little drop in there. And you'll drop one little drop back in here. Now,
Just back in there, nowhere specific?
no, yeah. We have this shaft, so the castings here, we're going to have a little drop there. And on the other side, we have a little drop. This has to stay dry of oil. And we can see how everything moves. You want to check the spring inside right here. You hope that hasn't broken, because the tension on that is very sensitive. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come over to the on-off switch, and we have this little spring. And over the years, you can see we have a little bit of wear right here. See the springs wearing? So what we do, we get our trusty STP, because we're going to use this on one more part of the carriage. We are going to get a micro drop on that spring, because it works on tension. Now it's whirring like that. Okay, now we have one more wearing part on this, but we're going to stay with the spring right here. If you push down like this, and we don't have a little bit of tension with the spring, and this is my feely touchy part, you're going to just take a pair of needle nose pliers or your finger and just bend it up a little, just tick. And if it gets real hard, then you know you have to bend back a little. So you just get it to where it rubs and it hits. Now, we have an eccentric bearing in this right here. It means we have this high spot, and this piece here is connected to where the spring and the half nut connect down in here. So this piece here, if my angel can focus in like right there, you'll see this move, and you see this piece right here. That starts to wear from on and off all the time. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little bit of STP on that, a micro drop. And that's going to keep that from not wearing out. Because I've had now you can see it. Move in, move out. Move in, move out. And just take a little off. Because you only need it like right back in here. And this makes it a lot smoother. Like that. Just work it in. That's all you need. And I've had operas and A1s apart where this has been worn down from this part of the casting. Then I have to take all this apart and then repolish this all down and refit it. And that's how it goes. Then all you're going to do, because we flex toned everything and everything slides together smoothly and easily, we have to remember where that hole is and where the flat. So when you assemble, you're going to come in and you're going to have the hole where the set screw goes and the flat at the top. So we'll just put this on. And you drop this in. And the whole thing comes together. And we're going to make sure right there. Now you can move them around. And what I've done is I've gotten the flat spot where I can bring this circle over. I'll show you. See the flat spots right there? So you'll see how I brought the small ring around. Now I can bring this in and put in and see through the hole the flat spot. And then
The flat spot looks a little darker than
yeah. Then you'll bring this around and work the bearing in and find that one. Usually I stick a very small punch through here so I can kind of feel it. Like this baby one I have, so it fits in here and I can feel the holes. And that's all there is to doing the carriage. After that's all assembled, you will take some oil and you give it one big drop, or maybe two big drops. And you see I filled this one up, and then just run and take off the excess oil. And that's all there is to it. But we're not going to do this part on the machine. We're going to do this on the machine because we now have to come in here and reset the half nut when it's mounted, and I'll show you that in a video. And that's my tip for the day.